Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to know what you need to know before cheating on your DMV test and your CDL? Look what I got for you here. Look, this is all you need. You need the answers, and I have every answer that's going to be on your test. All you got to do is listen to this video before you go and take your test. You're going to pass it because you're going to know all the answers. So I passed my test, and this video's these answers are going to stick in your head because you're going to hear this before every answer. That'll stick in your mind. Check it out. Question number 1. Side-to-side surge can cause rollover. When you load the small tanks of cargo tanked equipped with bulkheads, you should check your weight distribution. When transporting cargo, tanks of tank vehicles must inspect cargo within how many miles after they start their trip? Within 25 miles after they start their trip. Baffled liquid tanks, they have what in them? Baffled liquid tanks have holes in them that let liquid flow through them. A tank vehicle must be used to carry any liquid or gas in a tank of how many gallons or more? It's 1,000 gallons or more. If you steer a tank vehicle quickly while you're braking, you may do what? You may cause the vehicle to roll over. If an oncoming vehicle drifts into your lane, you should move to your right. You are driving on a clear night with your low beam headlights on. If your headlights let you see about 250 ahead of you, adjust your speed so that you can stop within how many feet? 250 feet. Hauling liquid in tank vehicles requires special care for 2 reasons. One reason is liquid surge. Smooth bore tanks, they have no baffles in them to slow down the surge of liquid. Tankers carry liquids should take curves at what posted speed? Well below the posted speed. The amount of liquid you may put into a tank may be required to be less than full to stay within the weight limit. You are driving a tank truck. At the front wheels they begin to skid. Which of these is most likely to occur? You will continue in a straight line and keep moving forwards no matter how much you steer. Forward to back surge can shove a stopped truck into an intersection. If your drive wheels begin to skid when you're pulling a tank trailer, your vehicle may jackknife. What does liquid surge do to the handling of a tanker? It can move the truck in the direction the liquid moves. The best way to take a curve is to slow down to a safe speed before entering the curve, and then do what as you go through it? Accelerate. Which of these statements about tank vehicles is true? The posted speed for a curve may be too fast for a tank vehicle. As compared to normal trucks, loaded tank vehicles may have what kind of center of gravity? They may have a high center of gravity. When your vehicle goes into a front wheel skid, it is a sign that you have what? You have been driving too fast for the conditions. Which of these statements about emergency steering is true? If an oncoming driver drifts into your lane, a move to your right may be the best move. Baffles in liquid cargo tanks do not usually prevent what? Side-to-side surge. You are driving a tank vehicle. and you must stop quickly to avoid a hazard crash. You should do: use controlled or stab braking. If you are driving a tanker and need to steer quickly to avoid a hazard, you should not apply the brakes while turning. Except when you are loading or unloading a cargo tank, the liquid discharge valve should always be closed. Which of these is true? You should never load a cargo tank totally full. Empty trucks require greater stopping distance than full ones. Before loading, unloading, or driving a tanker, the first thing you should do is inspect the vehicle. Which of these statements about stopping distance and speed is true? Wet roads can double stopping distances at any speed. Which of these statements about emergency steering and tankers is true? A tank is easier to countersteer than most vehicles. Which of these is the best way to take a curve? Slow to a safe speed before entering, then accelerate slightly through the curve. A traffic emergency requires you to leave the road and escape to the shoulder. If possible, slow down to what speed before using your brakes? 20 miles an hour. Hauling liquids in tankers require special care for two reasons. One reason is they have a high center of gravity. Vehicle skids are often caused by driving too fast for the conditions. An emergency forces you to stop your tanker quickly or crash. What should you do? Use controlled or stab braking. A tank with baffles hauling liquid can still have what kind of surge? Side-to-side surge. What does liquid surge do to the handling of a tanker? It can move the truck in the direction the liquid moves. You are driving on a clear night. You must dim your headlights from high to low. You should adjust your speed so that you can stop within the distance that you can see. You should know the outage needed for liquids you carry because some liquids expand more than others when they get warm. On all tank vehicles, it is most important to check for what? Check for leaks in the tank. A full tank of dense liquids, such as some acids, may what? May often exceed the legal weight limits. When inspecting pipes, connections, and hoses for leaks, you should pay special attention to the joints. Portable tanks are bulk containers which are not permanently attached to the truck. Tankers that are used to transport liquid food products often have very strong forward and backward surge. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard all the answers. Listen to this once or twice. It only took 9 minutes and 30 seconds to get through this video. Listen to it a couple times going. You'll pass your test in no time. And make sure to see our other videos on the test questions and answers.